Hear me out. Okay? 5-on-5 basketball game.
Mm-hmm.
But it's reverse personnel.
Okay. So your point guard's playing center?
Way better than that. Your refs are playing basketball. Your players are the refs. Give me the all-star team of NBA refs playing 5-on-5, and then give me like whatever a crew is, 3 or 4 volunteers from the all-star lineup to be the refs.
That'd be awesome.
Yap, yap, yelling at pigeons. Yap, yap, nobody listens. Yap, yap, screaming my vision. Yap, yap, yelling at pigeons.
Yeah, we don't really have a real intro.
No intro
for this show usually,
we
just kind of roll with it. This is episode something
18,
of Yelling at
maybe?
Sports, somewhere around there, 18,
Yeah.
19, something like that. Today's Thursday, the 30th,
It is.
and
19. Where's
I
this
guess
episode 19?
19. Okay, nice. I guess I should just get right to the elephant in the room. Haven't seen you guys since last week. Obviously, my sports fandom has had some puzzling things going on. I'm sure you guys are expecting me to acknowledge that, so I will. The Lakers need a 5. AD needs to play the 4. That's where he thrives.
I saw Miles Turner might be available.
He was rumored, I want to say this time last year, and I liked it. I still do. So he's a good 5 that can also shoot the 3 ball if we need him to.
Yeah.
Obviously we made the move getting rid of D'Angelo Russell, who's one of my favorite players, but I understand, you got to do what you got to do. And, we're playing decent ball. Lost a tough one last night, but we didn't have AD for most of the game.
Yeah.
And we need a 5, so AD can play the 4. I think that's what people came here to hear.
Yeah.
Things going on in my sports fandom.
It's a basketball podcast.
It's always been a basketball,
especially when
podcast.
Tanner's in here. Like I know,
yeah.
Tanner's a big football guy, but
he's our football guy.
We're the basketball guys.
We're the basketball guys. No, what's funny is I was planning on trying to line that up even more so to sound like I was about to talk about the Bills, because I was going to say and then we had one of my favorite players get traded, and a lot of people thought maybe we wouldn't be as good without him. And since then, we've been winning a lot of games, and which has been true for D'Angelo Russell, but also with Diggs, obviously. But the Bills are done. It's sad. It's kind of a shell of me saying that. I kind of took this is a really healthy thing to do for any of you that are going through maybe a tough sports loss or just something in your life. The healthiest thing you can do is take that thing, take a day to move it to a different part of your brain, and then be like, I'll deal with it later. That's super healthy.
Shove it deep down.
Really healthy.
Just bottle it up.
So that's kind of what I've done. So me being able to say the season is over, there's a little section of my brain yet that doesn't know that and still thinks it's still going, because I just kind of shut that door and was like, I'll handle that later. So that will probably hit me. Probably Super Bowl Sunday, because we wouldn't have played this week anyway. And that'll suck. And the Super Bowl will suck. And football sucks. And life is pointless.
You're just a couple weeks behind me.
Yeah. You got a head start.
Yeah. So I've already went through the 5 stages of grief.
Yeah.
So I'm in the acceptance, and now you just have to work through that. That's okay. It's understandable.
Getting there. I think I'm on to bargaining right now.
Yeah. I think you're in the same.
What step that is.
You're kind of in the same spot as me, where I've seen people talk about. I mean, I don't think it should happen, but Sean McDermott, is he the guy? Mm-hmm. And I don't know what your thought is about that, but I have a feeling that you're a pro Sean McDermott guy.
Oh yeah.
It's the fans that don't really know ball that are saying.
There's been some dramatic response. Obviously with every fan base, I think the majority are probably like using Bills fans, for example, will just be like, McDermott has done great. It sucks that we lost. We'll try again next year.
Yeah.
And again, this is only one example that I've seen of this. You'll have a fan that's like, honestly, we should trade Josh to do him a favor, and I'm so serious about this. He deserves to win, and our leadership is not able to provide that. And like people just making these crazy knee jerk reactions. And
I
it's
saw
maybe
the same
get
thing.
off social media for like a couple weeks
Yeah.
and then come back.
I saw the same thing with people saying about TJ, and one of the teams that they had trading for him was the Patriots. And it's like, that's not really like,
What does that do?
Yeah, that doesn't, like, they were last in their division this year.
Yeah.
So like, just take a breath.
Just-
Take a breath.
Yeah.
Take a breath.
To
It's
trade
gonna be
our
okay.
franchise quarterback, we should start over. The guy that saved the team. We
I
should
would
scrap it all.
trade. Let's see. I think
Trade him
this-
for TJ Watt. We could both accomplish that. Make both fan bases.
No, I think the Steel. I saw
No,
something
not
where
fan
this-
bases. Both random fans happy.
Yeah, I think the Steelers. I saw that they're looking to trade Roman Wilson for Josh, and I think that's
Oh.
a pretty fair trade. Like,
Eh,
get Roman
just-
Wilson on a team where he's going to play more, and then
yeah,
get
and
Josh
get Josh
on a
somewhere
team
where he has a defense he can count
where
on.
he has a defense
He
he can count
deserves
on.
it. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny always to see those kind of reactions. I have, like I said, I've been into the bargaining, but not in the typical way that you grieve with bargaining. I have been my brain. I love the offseason in a weird way. I'm not glad that it's here already, but I'm already thinking trades. Like I'm eyeing up Myles Garrett. I already called the GM's bluff. He'll never see it, but I told him he was either bluffing or bad at his job. The Browns for saying
Yeah.
that. He said they have no interest in trading Myles Garrett, even for 2 first-round picks.
Which is crazy.
He's capping. He's bluffing.
At this age.
He's bluffing.
Yeah,
They're- and not only at his age,
and he's in the
not
final.
super old.
Is he final year of his contract?
He's got a couple.
But like he
But-
said, he's not coming back, so you got to get something.
He said he wants the ownership and GM to show him that they're trying to win.
Yeah.
And if you're being honest with yourself, you're not close enough to win yet.
Mhm.
This is a real example of each crazy fan that we used in our fan
Yeah.
bases. This is where they actually should. They actually
Yeah.
should say this guy's been here through the horrible, and
Yeah.
by the time we're good, he might not be.
Because they're not good. They're not going to
should-
be.
Yeah, and not only is it good for him, but it helps you get good because you're
Yeah.
going to get draft capital and
Yeah.
such. So I've been thinking Myles Garrett. Been thinking Max Crosby. I
Yeah.
really want to add a game wrecker on defense. These are obviously not like, wow, never would have thought of that. Add one of the best pass rushers in football. That'll help. Like,
Yeah.
duh. But the thing with Crosby is he's a couple years younger, but he makes more money. So you would take on more in cap space, which, as we talk cap space, and I want to preface this because I don't want anyone to take this as me not liking James Cook. You know I love James Cook. Have his
Yeah.
jersey. Let James cook. James Cook's going into a contract year, end of his rookie deal. If you are Brandon Beane, GM of the Bills, and you don't think you can reach a deal, that's the big difference here in this proposal. If you've lost confidence, like if it gets to a point where like we're not going to be able to extend him, we're just at different parts in
Yeah.
what we're looking for, which I hope is not the case. I want to extend James Cook. Pay the man. If you get in that situation, both of those teams with the pass rushers I just mentioned could use a running back.
Yeah.
The Browns have
Sure.
Chubb on the way out. I believe he's a free agent and he's
Mhm.
old.
Yeah.
Which I mean, maybe he has something in the tank, but at that point, you can get younger. That's great. The Raiders just don't have anyone. Like that
Yeah.
could be a
Yeah.
young, really good running back. That could be a good piece. Now, again, I would not say, hey, let's shop James Cook to get a pass rusher. I'm saying if all else fails and you realize you're in this moment where, we can't re-sign him,
Yeah.
that could be a good piece. But
Yeah.
I would, again, prefer we re-sign him.
Yeah. And like there are still going to be some decent running backs in the draft this year as well. Like I think,
Yeah.
I mean, Ollie Gordon didn't have a great year this year, but he's projected like a lower round draft now.
I was doing a mock last night, and he was there late, and I was like, I don't really know if I can justify taking a running back right now. But if there is a scenario in which Cook has been moved, which again I hope not, that's a guy. Like, there's some options. But hopefully we get him signed long term. The thing that worries me about that is, one, I don't think he's going to play on his current contract. He way outperformed the $5 million a year, the $5 million he's going to make next year. Like, he's playing way better than that. But Dalvin, my good friend, has been tweeting repeatedly. I'm obviously being sarcastic.
Yeah, but you made that whole story up, so.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about the Auburn fan that said I made it up. Yeah. But
no way that.
Shout out to that guy.
0% chance this happened.
Yeah. Hilarious thing to say on something that just absolutely happened.
Yeah. And like your brother, my brother were both in the comments being like, it did.
But I almost can't blame him. Super random story. So, but anyway, Dalvin, I've noticed a pattern in his tweeting. When he's tweeting about James Cook, he keeps using the number $20 million a year. Mm-hmm. And I just don't think that's realistic. Yeah. If a team wants to get James Cook, love that, because he's awesome. And
Go for it.
He deserves it. Like, that's great.
That's a lot of money.
I can't imagine that's where the Bills' heads are at. Yeah. Spotrac has him projected at a little over 10 annually. Now, granted, maybe they haven't updated that as it pertains to his performance this year. I don't know when they update that. It might be weekly. It might be annually. But, I mean, if he's thinking the same as his brother, they're like double what the projected market is. And again, if you can get that, absolutely go get that. He's awesome. But that's where I worry that maybe it could end up in a spot where we have to move him, and I hope not. But,
and it's like, but is he going to take financial advice from Dalvin Cook? Like Dalvin Cook tried to go get more money and ended up kind of fizzling out after his Vikings stint.
Well, yeah, but maybe, you learn from, maybe he's saying like, hey, you're young, like,
get money while you can. Yeah,
because he's a good young running back, and running backs right now, thanks to Saquon, their value's kind of going up. Yeah, like Saquon only makes
and Derrick Henry are
12-ish.
Yeah,
I think Derrick Henry makes 10. Mm-hmm. So I think it would be reasonable to offer James Cook 13, 14 annually, maybe with some heavy incentives where it can be more if he's like unreal, because he was unreal this year. But we'll see. I mean, we're gonna have a lot of time to talk off season, although we really can talk anything right now because we're in between the Super Bowl. Yeah, there's no game to preview this week, and by Thursday, you guys have all seen every take on the other games. We'll still throw some stuff out, but I kind of went from I meant to review the game and kind of turned into off-season talk, because I have said when we started this, I was like, it's like, what are we going to talk about in the off-season? And I remind myself that I actually will yap about contracts and trades for hours if you let me. I just love that stuff. I'll hit a couple quick things before we move on. Josh Allen got the first down. I truly believe that. I don't think it was rigged. I'm not one of these people that believes that officials are rigging the game, or Vegas is making the call to, like, their Buffalo Wild Wings or something to change the game late. Yeah. I do think it's possible to have a bias, and maybe you are trying to not lean into that, and you do. I saw a tweet, and it was just a tweet, so could have been completely made up. It was screenshots of his social media on Facebook and stuff, and it was the official who marked him short. Because if you paid attention, there was one official that had him there and one that had him short. The one that marked him short allegedly is from Baltimore, diehard Ravens fan, and has family from Kansas City.
No way.
So he would be coming off of having just been sent home by that team, and then in the state where he has family. Could be the case, could not. There's a lot of different ways the Bills could have won that game regardless of that. So I'm not going to get too hung up on it. I do think years from now I'll look back and it'll be like, man, what happens if we get that? But it's all what ifs, There was still a lot of time left. We had a chance to go. If we finish that drive and score, we go up by at least 8 if Bass makes the extra point. maybe we get aggressive and try to go up 9. That's where the real difference would have made. But who are we to say we would have got that? We missed multiple 2-point conversions that game. Our short game was not great. I'm not sure why we were running the tush push differently than we had been all year.
Yeah.
We kept it almost seemed like we were trying to get Josh in between the guard and the tackle instead of the guard and the center.
Yeah.
And all year, I bet if you pulled up the numbers, our hit rate on the tush push is very high. Like 4th and short. There was a few times at the goal line.
Mm-hmm.
Our tush push was working, and usually it felt like he was going right over the center or right next to the center. And this time it felt like he was kept going left, like hard left.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was a coaching thing or if that was Josh getting antsy. I'm not sure. But it looked different, and it wasn't working as well as it had all season. So that sucked. The next thing, Dalton Kincaid. First of all, Dalton Kincaid, shout out to him because I did not know this. Dawson Knox said he was playing with like a partially torn PCL or something in his knee. And then in the other knee, he had some kind of, I don't know if it was a bone bruise or something going on. So he had 2 knees. Most people can't play with 2 knees.
Yeah.
And
Hard enough to play with one.
yeah, exactly. And first of all, the play before the Josh Allen stop, Kincaid was pretty darn close. His knee was not down. I think the ref didn't have a good line of vision. Again, I don't think it was rigged. I think the ref was standing behind the Chiefs player, couldn't see that his knee wasn't down.
Yeah.
That's kind of on the Bills. So maybe you should challenge it. But I think we thought we were close enough not to risk the challenge and just go get it.
Yeah.
I still don't know if he even got it, but if he didn't, he was an inch away, not where they marked him. Very close. And then the drop. He has to catch that.
Yeah, he has to drop. It was a tough pass. It was behind him. He had to come back to the ball. So it's not. I'm not saying it's like it was perfect, but you're a first round pick. The ball hits you in the hands. Like that's a highlight play, and it turns just a play from Josh from being just a play that missed to an MVP type play.
Yeah,
like that. No one will ever talk about again.
Exactly. It's a play that it could have been a legacy play in Bills history, Bills lore.
Yeah,
and
that play is what they show in like the Super Bowl DVD.
Yeah, it's an unreal throw. Again, not a perfect throw, but given the pressure and 3 guys on you, that's about as good as you can ask for. Kincaid, like you said, tough catch, but from a first round pick,
he's also made catches like that before. Like it's not like
I want to see a first round pick in their second year making that catch.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing in the towel on Kincaid yet. I still think he's too good of an athlete. But I am starting to get worried that he could be. People are saying, and it's really just me, could he be the Buffalo Kyle Pitts?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And if that's the case, I was so wrong about him. And I hope maybe he just needs to get healthy and get right and we'll be good. But when he got drafted, I believe I said, it's probably a good thing I didn't have a podcast at the time, but I guess I'll just say it now. I'm pretty sure I said he was I have never been more confident that a Bills rookie was going to end their career on the Wall of Fame.
Wow.
The Bills Wall of Fame in my life. And I am not confident in that right now.
Yeah.
So hopefully, so far he hasn't separated himself from Dawson Knox.
Yeah.
And that's disappointing because when we drafted Kincaid, it was like, he's that good. We had just extended Dawson Knox. And it was like, why did we draft a tight end? It's like, if anyone I didn't see him at Utah or anything, it's like, he's that good. That's why we did it.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been. Seems like a great guy, so I hate criticizing him. But he hasn't been that good. Another pick being missed on is Kaiir Elam, who until now
he was getting bullied.
Yeah, and some of it wasn't even bully. It was just like no contact. He got cooked by Juju, whose knee reportedly, officially, could explode at any moment. And Juju didn't even make a crazy cut, and Elam stumbled 10 yards the other way until he fell to the ground.
Yep.
And I hate it. I hate to see it because obviously he's on my team. I want him to do well. I know it was hard for him at first when he got to Buffalo. He talked about not knowing anyone there, and it was mentally trying to lock in, and it was tough, and being in a new system and all that. I think it's a wrap in Buffalo. And it really took this far for me to get to that point. Maybe he still could be good if he goes somewhere where they play a type of coverage that suits him better. I hope that's the case for him.
Florida, right?
Yeah, I hope that's the case for him. But I don't think it's gonna happen in Buffalo, unfortunately.
Just a random question: has there been any like recent like superstars come out of Florida, like in the past 5 years that have been like, this guy went to Florida and they're like dogs in the NFL? No, just in the NFL in general. Because I can't.
I know there's
like,
an answer to this.
I can't put a finger. Like I seriously can't put a finger on it. Like,
oh, okay. I thought you were being
like. There's not like Kyle
a
Pitts has not been great.
That was. Yeah, you're right. Anthony Richardson
hasn't been that great. Why can I not think Tony? Was he Kadarius Toney?
Kadarius Toney? Yep, Kadarius Toney.
And it's interesting because 4 years ago, someone on this podcast put a curse on them to not win a national championship. Which, if they're
you're right,
and they haven't been good, so if you are a Florida fan and you want the curse to be lifted, I need like $15,000. So
I do have to double check. That's a good point either way. I want to double check if he was Florida or Miami.
Who is this?
Kyer.
I think he was Florida.
I think you're right, but I know it's okay. It is. I just wanted to be sure.
Come on, I know.
Well, the only reason I was doubting it a little bit is because Derek, obviously you know Derek.
Yeah.
The listeners don't, but Derek was big on him coming out of college, and Derek's a big Miami fan. So I couldn't remember if it was because he had seen a lot of his reps at Miami or he had just seen a lot of him. He just liked him anyway. So that's where I got confused. But
yeah, I just put two and two together as we were talking about it. Like, there hasn't really been a good player from Florida come out recently, and they're all straight.
Aaron Hernandez.
Well, that was not recently, but he did come out.
He did come out. He was from Florida. That was the most recent player to come out from Florida.
Yeah. Yeah.
That we know of.
We know of. Yeah. Is there anything else Bills related you want to talk about?
I think I pretty much got. I'll do one more because you asked about McDermott. We were kind of mid conversation. He coached his best season this year.
Yeah.
I have no notes for McDermott this year.
Yeah,
we were supposed to be, and I keep reminding myself of this to try to ease the pain. This is supposed to be a rebuild year. We weren't supposed to be that good. We weren't supposed to win the division. My goal even was just hopefully win the division. Then you get in the playoffs. You have Josh Allen. Anything can happen.
Yeah. The toughest
and we were
thing
much better than that.
Is, as a Steelers fan, I feel like we've been in rebuild limbo for 5 years, where we are in rebuild, but we're still winning a lot of games.
Yeah.
And it sucks because you're staying above 500 and you're making to the playoffs, but like you don't have the talent to push through in the playoffs, which I don't think that's the Bills' case, because Josh Allen is so good. I feel like the Steelers have so many pieces, but they don't have quarterback.
Yeah, to an extent it is because we don't have a game record on defense.
Yeah.
I do think we have guys. Like, the defense isn't a bunch of scrubs, but we don't have that guy that's like, when they're game planning, like, hey, this is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So hopefully we can get that in there. Yeah, McDermott did great with what he had. No notes for him this year. I thought he did good. So
yeah, I also am going to pat myself on the back, which it really, like I said, was not a hot take, saying the Eagles were the team to beat, and now they're going to the Super Bowl again. At the beginning of the playoffs,
that's a good call.
Excited to like root for them against the Chiefs. We'll see. Like, I think they have a better overall team.
I have,
in my opinion,
what might be a hot take, and I'll probably get. We don't have enough listeners for me to get dunked on. If we did, I would get dunked on when Mahomes rips my heart out again. This isn't coming from a place of being a hater. At least I don't think so. I think the Eagles are going to smoke them. Like, I think we're talking. I think Bucks Chiefs game, that one.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think they're going to smoke them.
I think
they
top
just
to bottom.
match up with them so well.
Yeah, their defense is incredible, and they can run the ball.
Yeah, like you saw the way James Cook ran on
Yeah.
the Chiefs this past week.
Saquon
No offense to
Barkley
James Cook,
is,
again.
is better.
I've said a lot of great things about James Cook this episode because I love James Cook. But, like, Saquon Barkley's the best running back in football.
Yeah.
And I don't see how they slow him down. And guess what? If you sell out and use every resource you have to slow him down, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown,
Dallas
Goddard's been great.
Yeah.
Like, Jalen Hurts with his legs. You know what I mean? Like,
Jahan Dotson.
it's Jahan Dotson. I don't see how they match up well enough.
Especially
to be-
if the defense
you
can
know.
stop Mahomes and the offense and
Yeah.
get ahead so you can grind the ball.
This past week was the first time, as much as it hurts to admit this, that the Chiefs scored 30 or more points all year.
Yeah.
Hadn't happened all year until this past week against Buffalo. If you're Philly, in theory, if that percentage holds up, if you score 30, you tell me the Eagles can't score 30 against them, I'd be shocked. Because their defense is not bad, but in years past, the difference between, like, why Mahomes has had so much success, like, he's amazing, but you have to have that defense, and they have to make plays when you need them. That's why they lost to Tampa that one year, because Tampa just lit him up. He had no defense to lean on, and he had to play desperate football, and it was tough. And this year, I don't think their defense is quite as good. I don't think they're horrible, but they're not what they have been in years past. Spags has been dialing it up, to his credit, but I just don't get the same threat from their defense as I have before.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel
I'm going to take an alternate spread on the Eagles to win by 2 scores.
Oh, I love that. I like that a lot. But I think it's going to be a fun Super Bowl. I sent you a text, but I think I'm possibly going to Philly for the Super Bowl. I have a friend who was talking about wanting to go.
Mm-hmm.
So if he does, I might tag along just to be able to get some man on the street action going.
That'd be cool. Just don't climb any poles.
No, I'm not. I don't know. I won't do that.
Actually, apparently somebody died.
Yeah, I saw
This
that. Like 18
weekend.
too.
That's crazy.
Insane. Sad. Very sad.
Yeah.
Very sad.
But yeah, that was a fun thing to bring up. It should be a fun game. I think I would be shocked to see a Chiefs blowout, like them blow the Eagles out.
Yeah.
And I think either other option should at least be entertaining.
Yeah.
Because you're either going to have a close game or maybe my prediction of the Eagles wiping the floor with them. And we're going to get to hear Kendrick call Drake a pedophile on TV in front of everybody, in front of the whole world. It's going to be so funny.
Awesome.
And I hope Drake has the gall to show up at that game. And I hope the cameraman earns his paycheck. And as soon as Kendrick says that, he cuts to Drake in his suite.
It'd be so awesome.
Drake's definitely going to, like, as soon as halftime starts,
He's gonna have to
just
go to
like
the bathroom.
he's gonna
Or, like,
Irish. He's gonna Irish goodbye to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Not gonna make it clear to anyone that he's going there. He's just gonna, like, right before. It'll be too obvious if it's right when Kendrick's coming out.
Yeah, he's gonna have
The
like
last
a bad,
couple plays
a
before
bad
half.
shrimp or something. Some bad gumbo.
Yeah, they're kicking like a field goal right before the end of the half. He's not waiting to see what happens. He's slipping out to the bathroom, and then he'll be in there. He'll come out there and be like, "Oh man, how was the halftime show? Who did it this year?"
Yeah,
I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah,
and just to hear Kendrick yell mustard, mustard,
mustard.
It's gonna be fun. The olds are gonna hate it.
They're gonna hate. They hated a few years ago for Bengals Rams when it was like
and
50
he was
Cent
and even like the almost youngs were like, this is awesome, like Eminem and like 50, and then Kendrick came out and they're like, I don't know who this is. I remember telling PJ, I think I was like, I understand why you don't know who he is. He definitely should, but I was like, that's a huge, like, if you think there's some random person's coming out there, like,
no, he's like,
that's a huge surprise and a
huge
huge
surprise.
get having him out there.
I remember my parents came to Florida and they just like, they were staying in Destin, but then came over to see me for the Super Bowl. And we were watching it. My dad was like, "Can we turn this off?" And I hit him with the "My House, My Rules" when you're under this roof, you follow my rules. And
Nice.
it felt so sweet.
So, with Kendrick having been featured on the halftime show and now having his own, is there a sneaky pipeline that maybe we haven't noticed of like, or maybe we have, of being a feature on there and then getting your own halftime show?
I don't know.
Because if that's the case, does Kendrick have a song with Post Malone? Because my prediction is Post Malone for next year.
Yeah, but
And could
it's
he-
still a few, like,
Bring him out this year.
maybe a few years later. Like, I feel like
That's true.
it wasn't like just now, but possibly that would be fun. I think Post
'Cause
Malone would crush it. He has so much range.
Oh, he would do a great halftime show. But I think we're gonna get Post Malone, and we're gonna slowly ease the halftime show into the first ever that I'm aware of country music halftime show.
Yeah,
We're gonna have Post Malone, and he's kind of versatile, and he'll bring out Morgan Wallen, and then Morgan Wallen will get his own show when they host a Super Bowl at like the Titans' new stadium that they're about to build.
yeah.
That's my prediction.
Apparently, there is a remix of Deja Vu with Post Malone and Kendrick Lamar. Deja Vu featuring Drake from 2018.
That would be. Imagine if he brings out
That's-
Drake.
That's get the Bloods and Crips with the bandanas tied together.
Yes. That would be if they came out and just did like a rap battle on
Hey,
the middle of the stage.
We need to get that meme ready
Coolest
for the
halftime
Twitter
show.
account just in case.
Yeah.
it
Have it in the
happens.
drafts.
Love Circles. This is another mashup. I don't know if all I see is like remixes.
Yeah, I
So-
don't think they have a relevant enough. song.
Yeah,
But I still
but-
think we're gonna get Posty at some point.
yeah. I
Now,
do think you're
you know
right.
who
to
he
have
do? You know who he has a song with that's gonna be there?
Taylor Swift
Or yeah,
Bad Blood,
yeah,
and they sing it with Drake in the stands.
yes, yes.
That's
Didn't Drake do
the
that
diss track.
commercial where he was working out listening to Bad Blood?
I think so.
It was a commercial with him and Taylor Swift, but they were in separate places.
It
She was
sounds
working
right.
out listening to really big rings. Is it?
Okay.
I don't know if that's the whole name of the
Yeah.
song. And he was listening to Bad Blood, I think. But yeah, that would be crazy if
That
he
would
brought
be
out Taylor
crazy.
Swift. People would be look. The olds would already be mad if they're
Yeah.
also olds that hate Taylor Swift. They would be mad. But I actually genuinely would like that. I like that song.
That's a great song. And yeah, I could see it. That would be so cool.
Her fans would be so mad if she was second fiddle at a halftime show, though.
They would
Respectfully.
but I think they would also. I think maybe they'd be like, "Wait, Taylor's performing." Like, they'd
Yeah,
just be
that's
shocked.
true. And maybe it would
Wow.
just be acknowledged as a teaser for like a feature full show, or
And-
maybe
and-
she would steal
or-
the show like
or-
Shakira did with Jennifer Lopez.
Or you already said a pipeline of people performing as features.
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It might be if they just see it as like a teaser for a future full,
yeah,
full show, then they might be excited and not mad.
Yeah,
Isn't that crazy that they let Jennifer Lopez do a halftime show?
why is that crazy?
She's not a good musical artist.
I think she's
Not enough to be not
Yeah,
good
not
enough.
enough,
to do a
but she's
halftime
like- but
show.
she's big
Not
enough.
Close.
She's big enough though.
I mean, she has, I guess, enough cultural relevance,
Yeah,
but
but it is kind of
that's why she got dominated by Shakira.
Yeah,
in the
Shakira
halftime show.
crushed it.
I think 10 years from now, most people won't remember that it was a J-Lo halftime show.
Yeah,
It was a
I
Shakira
honestly
halftime
didn't know it was a J Lo. I thought it was like a J Lo
Yeah.
and Shakira.
show. I think it was supposed to be J-Lo,
Yeah,
and
no,
then she was like, "I'm gonna bring out Shakira."
she got cooked.
Yeah,
Um,
we do know Kendrick is bringing out SZA, which is like
okay, that's gonna be good.
I guess I like SZA, but
Yeah.
I hope he brings out other people too.
Yeah, I think he will. Does he? I want to go through his stuff to see.
Oh, like who he has features with? You know who he has feature with is Lonely Island.
he does. He does.
He brings out Lonely Island. That'd be so funny.
That would be awesome. Let's see.
Oh, man.
Oh, He has at least 2 songs in his top 5 with SZA.
That makes sense.
Lefty Gunplay. Don't know who that is, but he's a guy on TV.
Oh, that's the feature. I was like, that's the song with SZA.
No, well, he has 3 songs at least with SZA.
Well,
I mean, doesn't he have one?
He has one on his new album.
Yeah, he has 2 on the new album with her.
Yeah.
Loyalty has Rihanna.
Oh, that would be good. I mean, her show was good. Remember, she was just like, surprise, I'm pregnant.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah, that was incredible. The Black Panther one has a lot of people. Hit 2 Chainz, Sway Lee.
Oh, give me a 2 Chainz halftime show, bro. People
Travis
sleep
Scott?
on his catalog.
Yes,
You could put 2 Chainz on a road trip, and you'll be like, man, we've been listening to 2 Chainz for way longer than I would have expected.
Yeah, yeah.
That's I would love that. He has a song with Kodak Black. That would be hilarious. I just find everything Kodak does to be funny.
Oh, so funny. He could do effing Problems. Have ASAP come out. Drake. Again, he's gonna be there. 2 Chainz
awesome.
again. 2 Chainz again is in there.
That would be awesome.
Would be hilarious. I just want to. We should draft songs that he's gonna do next week.
We should do that. I wonder if he will bring out like Travis Scott.
That would be cool.
Because correct me if I'm
Did
wrong.
Travis Scott do it?
Yeah, when the beef started, the very first start of the beef, I believe was Kendrick featured on a Travis Scott song.
Yeah.
And he went after, and they were talking about like how you can't trust Drake and stuff like that. So that would make sense if they came out there and just did a double diss.
That would be awesome. With obviously Mustard. Do BBL Drizzy. Have BBL Drizzy be the first song.
BBL Drizzy would be great. I don't think. Listen, there's a greater than 0% chance that we hear that melody at some point. Maybe they don't do the word, but it's like a subtle nod.
Yeah,
to BBL
it would be
Drizzy.
so funny. It's like while he's like walking out to the while they're setting up.
Oh my
BBL
gosh,
Drizzy.
that would be so good. We should next week either do a draft of people we want him to bring out on stage or the playlist we want to see. The set list.
Yeah, we should do. Maybe we'll draft both.
Yeah,
we'll have to let Tanner's out next week again.
That's right.
So we'll have to. We'll
we can still do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to run outside real quick. I'll be just keep him. Take care of him.
Yeah, I'll take care of him. Yeah. So Drake's a pedophile. I don't know, maybe. But yeah, this halftime show is gonna rock. Like I said, the olds are not gonna like it, but Kendrick's catalog is. I'm scrolling through it again now, and I didn't forget that it was really good. But it's just like, I don't know, you roll through it and it's just hit after hit after hit. Like, he's been around maybe so much longer than we even, like, I don't know, feel like, you know? Like, he's going to play songs and be like, oh, I forgot about this. I haven't heard this song in so long. And it's just going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. We talked a lot about potential futures. That's one of my favorite parts of the halftime show is like surprise guests. So I actually, even SZA, I kind of wish they wouldn't have said that SZA was going to be there because I like when it's all just surprise, surprise, surprise. So I'll be interested to see how he does it. It's going to be a cool show either way. Like the set, he's super creative. So I'm very interested in like, what's the set going to look like and like transitioning from song to song. Like, how's that going to be? So that's going to be fun. When Caleb gets back, I can't wait to ask him about, because I forgot to even pull my notes up. I just been pouring my heart out about the Bills. I want to ask him about Russell Wilson being a Pro Bowler. I want to see if he will accept it or if he'll be like, that's crazy. He'll say it's crazy because he's level-headed. Not that Russ was bad, but like Pro Bowl, we've lost the plot with the Pro Bowl. Like, Snoop Huntley was a Pro Bowler one year. That was insane. Drake May is a Pro Bowler this year, who I like. I don't think he had a Pro Bowl season by any means. Excuse me. Just everywhere you look, I feel like on that roster is, and this is not just this year after year is like the crazy, some of the craziest choices. While Caleb's gone, since I did forget to bring up my notes, I'm gonna hit, because you guys didn't get enough of me talking about the Bills. I'm just gonna hit a couple things that I noted because I thought I would forget, and I did end up forgetting them. So let me hit those real quick. All my notes was Kincaid has to catch that. We covered that. How does Joe Brady not have extra protection for Josh on that fourth down? Spags was always going to bring the heat. That, I was about to say, I agree with this. I wrote it. You had to know Spags was going to bring a blitz. And I saw RG3 big. Josh has to slide the protection. They disguised it really well. I think he knew Nick Bolton was coming. It was hard to tell the corner was coming. Or at least maybe you knew that one. The idea that both didn't seem likely. Even Romo said right before he snapped, he's like, Josh is going to have time. Was not the case. That was hilariously timed by Romo. So, yeah, I would have liked some extra protection out there from, put Ty Johnson out there, lay a block or something. Screen pass to Amari Cooper on 3rd and 10. No one's talking about that. Everyone's talking about the fourth, the Kincaid drop. Screen pass to Amari on 3rd and 10. We were lucky he even got 5 yards out of it. What else did I have? Josh got the first, but it was close. Talked about that. I didn't specifically mention that I think if Chris Jones' head didn't get in the way on the replay, they would have changed it. What's up? Caleb's back.
I'm back.
He has a plate or something, or a bowl.
I have brownies.
Lit.
Yeah, birthday brownies.
Wish this was in person so I could share some birthday brownies.
They look delicious.
Yeah, I guess we should acknowledge once again that's Caleb's birthday. We talked about it on Yap, so I didn't really bring it up. But yeah, happy birthday, Caleb.
Good brownie.
Glad you got some brownies. They look delicious.
Thank you. Again, Luke took longer into this episode. I was kidding.
Yeah. I was just going over some. I forgot to bring my notes up, so I was cleaning up on the Bills game because I had notes that I wanted to mention, and then I have a Pro Bowl question for you in a second. But
Okay.
Let's see. Didn't expect to be here, but that's all I've been telling myself. Talked about that. Josh Allen's hair is too long. That's why we lost.
Oh, long-haired quarterbacks never won.
Long-haired quarterbacks don't win the Super Bowl.
They don't.
And granted, this wasn't the Super Bowl. There've been some that got there.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this was, Haley wants his hair long.
Mm-hmm.
No offense to Haley, if that's fine.
He's not wearing a visor these days, is he?
No,
Okay.
he hasn't been a visor guy since college.
Okay, just making sure he
briefly in college, I think.
didn't randomly get one. And
No, that would have been a problem too. But his hair, I think it was more of like a playoff. I'm not going to cut my hair thing. Because we've seen it get kind of long, but it was really long.
Yeah.
And long hair QBs don't win Super Bowls, so Josh has to be better there. I think people probably would say I'm not critical enough of Josh. That
there you go.
Listen, his hair lost us this game. He has to be better. Yeah. Last thing on the Bills, because I forgot it until I saw my notes. Damar Hamlin, I believe, is an unrestricted free agent this year. And if that was his last game as a Bill, like, shout out to Damar, for real, because
for Damar.
He gets a lot of hate and stuff, and like even I'll do the prayers for Damar joke.
No, he played very well this year. Which
he played good. Was he all pro? No, but he, for a guy that died, he came back and was a legitimate, unquestioned starter on a really good football team.
Which brings me to this point. Was Damar cloned?
I knew you were going to say that. I didn't want to cut you off. I was going to say, how did they make the clone better than the original?
Yeah.
No, yeah, he was just, and that's what made me mad last year when people were like, how'd you get comeback player of the year? Like, he's barely even playing this year. And I'm like, yeah, because he's playing. That was his role.
Didn't get comeback player of the year, right?
No, people. That's what's crazy. People were mad, and then people didn't give him comeback player of the year, and it was like, yeah, he's playing the role he was asked. This year, they asked him to play a bigger role because we lost Hyde and Poyer, and he stepped up, and he was awesome. And was he perfect? No, but most players aren't. Like, I'm not sitting here telling you he was an all-pro, but he was a starter, and he was clearly good enough to start. So, yeah, I mean, it's been awesome being able to see like his story and just what he's done, trying to get the right equipment at all the facilities, every athletic facility. And
I also saw that,
it'll
that
never
quote of him like saying like
Go ahead.
coming back from that, like it was hard for him
Yeah.
mentally.
I'm
Like
sure.
even being
Just
in the facility,
mentally.
he was like somebody like they would like just football jargon, like being like, "Oh, we killed them," or like
Yeah,
stuff
that's
like-
true.
it was hard, like mentally hard for him to like think about like hitting someone hard enough, and then like something like, "Oh, you killed him on that," like, or that kills us in the game. Like just that word,
Yeah,
like was
and
hard for him.
in this game this past weekend, which may have been his last game as a Bill, if I had to guess, I think it was.
Yeah.
He early in the first quarter, he unfortunately
He's coming
collided
home.
with Christian Benford. I was going to get to that with Christian Benford, and who's our best corner. And Christian Benford looked like I was starting to get concerned for his long term health.
Mhm.
He looked very out of it, like
Yeah.
confused, very out of it. Do you not think it's hard for DeMar to lock back in
Yeah,
after seeing that?
Yeah.
Let alone that he was the one that I don't want to give him the blame. Like they're just playing football, it's a bang bang play, but like in a way he did it. And that's tough. Like, but this guy has just been so mentally tough, and he's a Bills legend forever, if you ask me. There even are some Bills fans that would lean on the side of making a joke out of him. He's awesome. Like I'm so glad to have watched him be able to play football at a high level after what happened. That's really cool. And the end of my note, my full note, because you mentioned he's coming home, my exact note was, Damar Hamlin is an unrestricted free agent. If that was his last game as a Bill, thank you and enjoy Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So we're on the same page there. That feels, I don't want to say likely, but like he loves Pittsburgh. They could use another safety.
Yeah.
Like that seems like
Why
a
not?
link. So good luck to DeMar wherever he goes. There is not a team you could go to. This is a lot from me because I will be a hater at times. There's not a team you could go to where I wouldn't root for DeMar.
Yeah.
I'll always root for DeMar. That was my last thing on the Bills.
Yeah. We have, we're
Clean
at
up
46. I sent a text saying that I had something I wanted to cook on.
Oh, okay. I missed it.
I think I sent it to the Yelling at Pigeons. group
Oh,
chat.
yeah. Yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying just now. You're right. Yeah. I saw that.
I think Super Bowl logos are coming back. Like, I think the last couple of years they've started to like add a little bit more to them.
Okay.
I can email them to the Yas account or the Yelling at Pigeons account. I just sent it
I would love for Super Bowl logos to be back
because there
They used
was
to be great.
from the 80s, even like 78. I think was. I mean, even in the 70s they were pretty cool. But like until 2009, like they were all like really good, and then from 2010 to dare I say 2020, like they were very bland, and even like 21, 22, 23, and then this year, not incredible, but they're starting to add a little pizzazz to them.
Yeah. I mean, they're here. I'll pull it up.
This is from
They used to
NFL
be
UK, is what I got this
Incredible.
list
From
from.
that.
But I saw it on Instagram and just decided to screenshot it.
So I'll just share. Oh, they're trying to sell me Steelers season tickets on a pop-up ad.
Yeah. Did you not get the link I sent you, or are you just going somewhere else?
I just didn't look because
Cool.
I don't know. I googled
Cool,
it and this
cool,
super spammy website came up.
Like I'm liking
so-
this year's. Like they're starting to have some color.
Okay. I'll do that. Yeah.
But like some of those are just so bland and like unimaginative. You know, like Super Bowl 55. Look at that. Like that's nothing.
Yeah. Nothing
Like nothing.
at all. But,
But,
they're
like,
getting, yeah, they're
starting to get like the
they're
skyline
mixing
or
it
like
up
the
a little
city,
bit.
like throw the city in there again. But look at these these older
The
ones.
last four, yeah, I see what
Yeah.
you're saying. They're like based around
But
where they are.
there was a 10-year run when
Which is a little
they
better.
were the worst.
Yeah. Before that, you're right. They're literally just like a steel
Yeah.
50 only because they were forced to make it cool.
Yeah, because they couldn't do
It's
Super Bowl
kind
L.
of cool. Yeah, oh, that's true. And because it's 50, so it's like the 50th.
Yeah, and it's kind of
like,
cool. But
you
like the
have to
rest of them
celebrate.
are just like
Yeah.
bland. And then you get to Super Bowl 49, which I think that one's awesome too.
Yeah.
And then Super Bowl 48, again, a Steelers Super Bowl that they won. Awesome Super Bowl logo. One of my favorite Super Bowl logos. I know it has to do with the Steelers winning it, but
Super Bowl XL
XL.
over here.
yeah,
That was the one
Another-
on the Jesse James jersey that was a size small, listed as an XL, listed as a 2X with an XL patch, and I can't remember what else was wrong about that listing that I brought.
well, he
for,
wasn't in that Super Bowl, but
online shopping. That was probably the other thing that was wrong.
yeah, Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, these were way better. I have a glass that I got from Goodwill with this logo. One of my
Yeah.
favorite Super Bowl logos.
yeah. 37, the one
despite
to
the
the
fact
left
that
of it
Pat's
is one of
winning.
my favorite ones.
That's good.
The
That's
lighthouse,
good. With a little
like-
lighthouse.
Yeah. And I hope
I
that they
like
like start to like lean back towards it. Even 36 with the country, like, the whole United States. Awesome. Like there's
Yeah.
so many of these,
That rocks.
like they were fun. They were cool logos, cool
Like,
to
look
see
at
on
this one.
jerseys. Yeah.
Right away, you know that's New Orleans. You don't even
Right
have to
away.
think about it.
Right away.
Instantly, that's New Orleans. And it's in New Orleans again this year. And it's a little better,
Yeah.
but I way quicker identify that one as being
Yeah.
New Orleans
Yeah.
than the
And
other
then
one.
Super Bowl 30, like I think that's just cool. Like, I mean, with the X's intertwined, like that's cool. Like and then
This one with the
peach.
peach, yeah,
Yeah,
that's really
that was
cool.
in Georgia. Like you
Yep.
know right away.
You know that. This was at the Rose Bowl. Bam.
Yeah. Yeah, like they have fallen off with their logos, and I'm
These, I think, are
excited.
the Bills 4 right here.
Yeah, right.
Maybe not the Georgia one, but I know this one for sure because
Yeah.
I'm looking at a jersey that has that patch. Right
Yeah.
now.
So some of them are like not as nice, but like the 21 with the rose, obviously at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and then I love
Even some of these
13.
other ones, like, they're kind of bland, but like they're cool.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
Super
like,
Bowl
this is
13.
cool.
That one's awesome.
Yeah. I shouldn't even say bland. They're kind of they look like a retro video game.
Yeah, which is awesome. It's like
Which is
Super
cool.
Bowl
They're
Super Bowl
retro.
4 IV.
Super Bowl 1, bro. Give me this logo.
Yes.
They
Yes.
should do that just to
That
throw
would be
people off.
awesome. But I love the one right below that one. Like I think that's just such a sweet.
It looks like
logo.
Super Mario Brothers,
Yeah,
but it's kind of cool.
yeah. So I mean, I didn't have too much to cook on, but I just was like, they need to bring
Yeah.
back. Like I think
We're
all of these
slowly
Super
getting
Bowls.
back. Get me back to these.
Yeah.
Get me back to these.
Even the one on the right on that same row.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, like
Jacksonville one.
there's none of them. None of those.
The-
I'm like, oh, this is an ugly.
Yeah, we're getting there. This Jacksonville one is cool.
Yeah.
And speaking of Jacksonville, did you? I was going to ask, did you see it? You had to have seen the new coach. It's Cohen? Is it Adam?
Yeah, it's Cohen. I don't know what his first
Sure.
name is.
His Duval.
Duval.
Insane. That whole situation was insane because then he was like lying about where he was going to interview with the Jags because the Bucks offer for the pay raise was going to get rescinded if he took another interview,
Yeah.
and just Liam Cohen.
Yeah, Liam. Adam Liam.
yeah.
Same thing.
Duval. So
I sent
funny.
it to my friend.
His
who's a
eyebrows.
Jags-
I don't know how he moved his eyebrows.
I have no idea. That was like
So
he was like doing double rock eyebrows.
Yeah, and then kind of just like the smile and nod afterwards. Like I crushed that.
Like I sent that to my friend who's a Jags fan. And he was like, "Bro, he's nervous. Chill out." And I'm like, "I don't care." Like that's
I have to tune in to see what Eric and Andy are saying about that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
haven't
gonna have to-
listened to them in a while. I just
Yeah.
have so many different shows on my plate. I need to know. I've seen them on Twitter a little bit talking about it, and I need to hear what they have to say. That's so funny. Duval. Oh, I told you I had a Pro Bowl question for you.
Yes.
The note is just Pro Bowl Russie.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Pro Bowl
Great day,
QB.
great day to be a Russie fan.
Yes, Russie.
I mean, I've talked about it with you before. We had a podcast about how like the Pro Bowl is watered down, and it just all the great players sit out. But it's still cool to have your guys there. I don't know what else to say. Like
I talked about it while you were getting your brownies, and I was like, we'll see if Caleb says that the Pro Bowl is kind of a joke or pivots because Russie's in it. And I brought it up, but I also defended you. I was like, he'll say that it's.
I don't even know if I want Russie to be the quarterback of the Steelers next year. Like if they bring him back, great. But like, we're in limbo. We're in starting quarterback purgatory, and I don't think he's like the guy for the future.
Yeah. I have a new segment. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
It's called Who Said It? Are you ready for the quote?
Yeah.
There's a very low percentage of this that is smiles and glory holes.
Oh, that's Jerry Jones.
What a maniac. I've seen people breaking it down, and it does appear that he just is so old that he almost predates the glory hole.
You think he doesn't know what that is?
He might not.
There's no way.
Here's what I think. I think at some point in his life he was aware of what that was.
Yeah.
Maybe still is.
Could also.
I don't think he was aware that. Yeah, I don't think he was aware that society acknowledges that thing first when they hear that, and not like oil rigging.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna get Stevie.
Stevie.
He's causing a ruckus over there. But yeah, like I think he knows that there are multiple meanings, but he thinks the default meaning in most people's minds is whatever he used to say as a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's hilarious because this is not the first time he said that.
Yeah. Yeah, he loves bringing
said
up
this several occasions.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have two things about NBA that I can touch on before we go. One, because the other one's more of a discussion. Y'all worried about the Chiefs 3-peat, but Mac McClung is the only 3-peat I'm worried about. Mac McClung defending his dunk contest title in this year's All-Star game or All-Star weekend officially. You brought up maybe Bronny should have been on the G League Rising Stars.
I think so. Like, I think he didn't do enough to be like a Rising Stars player, but like he did enough in the G League to be a G League selection.
Yeah,
in my
I'm
opinion.
about to kick Stevie out. Hold on.
We
only got a couple minutes. I'll let him stay. But yeah, I think it would have been cool if Bronny was in there. I wouldn't be surprised if they offered it to him and he turned it down.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's had a lot of trouble with like the mental aspect of playing NBA basketball and being LeBron James' son at the same time.
Really?
Shocker. He's been pretty open about that he's been about as open as you can be. JJ Redick talked about it after the game, putting Bronny in a bad spot last night, actually, against the Sixers. So it would be Tuesday night. I texted you about this. I don't know if you saw it. He played first quarter minutes.
Yeah, I think he had 15 minutes last
night. And JJ said after the game, he's like, I thought, with travel, we were playing a back-to-back. I thought maybe he could just come in and give us some juice. And he was like, I kind of put him in a bad spot. Philly environment, like, not really any notice. Just, hey, get in the game. Like, he was like, I probably could have handled that better. But he wasn't babying him. He did say, like, he played bad. Like, but he took the blame for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Bronny talk. Now, the real reason I wanted to bring up the NBA All-Star Game, I have an idea that I think would be the most electric part of All-Star Weekend. Hear me out, okay? 5-on-5 basketball game.
Mm-hmm.
But it's reverse personnel.
Okay. So your point guard's playing center?
Way better than that. Your refs are playing basketball. Your players are the refs. Give me the all-star team of NBA refs playing 5-on-5, and then give me like whatever a crew is, 3 or 4
Yeah,
volunteers from the all-star lineup to be the refs.
that'd be awesome.
That would be incredible. You get
Yeah.
like the ones that complain the most. You get like LeBron and whatnot out there
Chris
being the
Paul.
referees. Yeah, and then you have the ref because it started because we were watching it and I was like, "There's that one ref. I can't remember his name. And he's got this strong like Southern accent, and it's just electric to watch. I feel like he could have been refereeing basketball for his whole life.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I bet that guy's got a smooth jumper. And then I was like, I want to know who has the best jumper. Maybe a 3-point shootout among the refs. And then I ended up just leading myself down to 5-on-5. Refs versus refs with players as the refs.
That
And
would be
you know
awesome.
what? And fans as the coaches. Why not?
Yeah. One
Random fan. They just
one-
draw a seat
yeah.
number and you're the coach.
That would be awesome.
It would be so cool.
That'd be awesome.
I
you
would
can,
tune
like,
in for that. I would love that.
if you could be put into a lottery and you get flown out to be
Yeah.
you get 2 days with your team to run drills.
Oh, that'd be
If I
so-
get the
that'd be so
opportunity,
good.
I'm going to be a player coach. I'm suiting up.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
I'm suiting
Or
up.
maybe the fans, maybe they draw random fans to be the refs as a way to say like, oh, you think it's so easy.
Yeah, you think you can?
You want to
think
say
it's so
that's
easy?
it. Yeah, that's a charge. That's a block. Why don't you do it?
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
I want to see the refs. I want to know what NBA ref has the best jumper. Is it Gucci Mane? Is the Gucci Mane ref have the best jumper?
Yeah.
Is it the guy with the Southern accent? I don't know.
I love how
I'll
you
find
threw
out.
accent on accent.
accent.
Is it the guy with the
Southern
southern accent? But yeah, no,
So
that'd
that's
be fun.
that's my proposal to fix NBA All Star Weekend.
Yeah. That'd be fun. I don't know if they'll
And
ever be
that's-
able to fix it. I think
Yeah.
I wish Bronny was big enough to be in the dunk contest. Like if he could do crazy enough dunks.
If he wanted to do it,
because
they'd find a way to do it.
because we would love to have LeBron never did it, but like having
Yeah.
Bronny to be like the
He'd be
one
good at it.
to yeah. But I guess too many G League guys would be
Yeah.
crazy.
At least he's two-way.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Do we know who else is in the dunk
I-
contest?
off the dome, I don't believe so.
I wish we could
do
get-
think. Go ahead.
Anthony Edwards and Ja, and it would be electric.
Oh, that'd be
We
so
need
good.
guys like that.
I saw Zach LaVine posted a video of him dunking in practice and was
that-
like, maybe I need to defend my title or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But I think it's too late
Yeah,
to
I
do
don't
it
know.
now, maybe for this year.
Maybe
I
don't know.
Want to
don't-
feel old?
That was
I
in
am
2016.
Well, no, not just that. That was, I believe, 2016. One of the best years ever. But sports-wise. Anyway, the 4 dunk contests people, I'd be willing to bet you don't know who any of them are.
Oh,
except Mac McClung.
guarantee. Do you have them pulled up?
Which I guess really isn't just an old thing. It's just,
Yeah.
you know,
Do you have
the
them pulled
cycle
up?
of the NBA. Yeah, so the 4 people competing in this year's dunk contest will be Mac McClung.
I know him.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
Do you know who Stephon Castle is?
No.
Okay. Yeah, can you tell me what team any of these guys play for? So
Okay, Stephon Castle
no,
plays
he
for
cannot.
the Blazers.
No, he plays for the Spurs. Matas Buzelis. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. He's a
That's got Bulls written all over him.
Was that an honest guess, or
Yeah.
did you do low-key no ball?
Do I? That just is.
He's the
That's just
Bulls'
that's just a Bulls
first
name.
round pick this year.
Tell me that's not
Yeah,
a Bulls
he's
name.
Bulls' first round pick. It is, yeah. He was a first round pick this year for them. And the last one is Andre Jackson Jr.
Andre Jackson Jr. Grizzlies.
Bucks.
Ah,
So we'll call it 1 for 3. I guess McClung, if you want to go 2 for 4, 50%.
yeah.
Actually, where does McClung play?
Is he still in Philly? or Delaware?
I can't answer that. I believe he plays for the. You're gonna get me on pronunciation here. Osceola Magic?
Osceola Magic.
Osceola Magic.
Oh,
yeah,
he's in Orlando now.
yeah. I believe that's where he's at.
Okay.
So yeah, but that's the dunk contest. I think Bronny and LeBron turned down the skills challenge, if I'm not
Dang.
mistaken. I read that they turned down something.
Dang, they should have had them and Jimmy Butler on a team.
Grandfather,
Yeah,
father, and son.
yeah,
That would have been awesome.
yeah.
What a touching moment that would have been.
Yeah, just three generations.
Yeah, it does have to be 3. I don't know who the third. Like, would they let Bryce do it?
Oh, that would have been cool.
Like, well, why not? Just
Why
let
not?
Bryce
Why
do
not?
it.
It's
He could wear his
it's
Arizona. He could debut his Arizona uniform.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. But
Yeah, that was yelling at sports. Unless you have anything else.
no.
All
I'm
right.
good.
Happy birthday, Caleb, and he's gonna go enjoy some brownies.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see you guys Super Bowl week.
Yeah, we'll talk to y'all next week.
Peace.